Hey, my beautiful friends, I am your friend Kevin. Welcome, 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 everyone. This is your divine inspiration of today. So, we're using the Happier Me affirmation deck or we usually do. And the affirmation for today is my love is stronger than arguments and fights. And then on the back it says, your ego will always try to win you. You are much more than your ego. However, whenever you find yourself in an argument, ask yourself, does it really matter? Is this worth giving away my peace? This is so um, prevalent right now as we go through what we're going through, where, I feel like mankind is sort of like not so happy. We are using Kyle Gray's the 22 Archangel Oracle deck, and I pulled Hope, or at least she popped out again. This is the second time Hope has popped out since I've used this deck. She's part of the Holy Trinity, faith, hope, and charity, and is the divine female of Archangel Gabriel. Considered an archangel, well, the Trinity is like a archangel, but the purpose of Hope this week is to reclaim authenticity and call back the parts of ourselves that somehow got lost along the road of living a physical life. Um, a good influence as far as reminding ourselves there is always hope, no matter what's going on. We are using Kyle Gray's The Angel Guide Oracle deck for our card of the day, and all of this seems to play out. It's like a combined energy, meaning that we're all one. We're all combined. These two affirmations come from Joanna, my good friend. I am nurtured, supported, and loved by the universe. Oh, yes, I am. And so are you. I am choosing to trust the process of life and welcome new opportunities with open arms. We almost have to trick the already programmed brain into a new pattern of thinking. So we can use the words I am choosing to, I am allowing, I am open, I am whatever it is, the opposite to resistance. Now, we are in an angel numerology number 6. I like to call this revising and revisiting plans, a reminder to be kind to ourselves, to lift the vibration away from the worry, to take a look at plans, to take a look at things that we are moving into with the perspective of is this really in my highest good, or am I being a little bit silly? Number 6 day is about being responsible, loving, compassionate, selfless, an avoidance of worry about the material things that you may be focusing on, and refocus thoughts of a positive nature. Spiritual message again to lift the vibration and be present to what's really going on around you. You've been given kindness from heaven, and you're sort of urged to cease the mad merry-go-round. It's almost like become a master of your own plan. Allow your plan to emerge, and look at it. Is it emerging the way you wanted it to? And don't be okay if it's not. The 7 of air, or the 7 of swords, is the card. It's a breaking away of the mundane and the regular. And you can use the power of this new moon and the sign of Aquarius as your guidance if you want. Ask for the help of Archangel Michael. And maybe you invoke the Archangel Sandalphon to send whatever prayers up. I love the prayers of gratitude. Thank you for giving me the epiphanies. And thank you for giving me the ideas. Like I thank the universe for bringing me these messages. Gertrude, Beatrice, they're standing in front of that window again. Oh, I like this. So they stand in front of this window, and you know when you look at a stained glass window, it sort of tells a story. At least good ones do. Um, Usually, the only times I see stained glass windows. Oh, I want this card. There you go. Come back out. Um, when I see stained glass windows, I am always reminded of, like churches and stories from the Bible, because that's usually where I'm used to seeing them, at least when I was growing up, when I was little. Of course, I didn't appreciate the amount of artwork that went into it. And I think as a child, I never really kind of appreciated how long that window's been sitting there in that church with all of the wonderful pictures. But either way, these two are standing in front of this window, and the images to me look like small framed pictures. They're like square and they change. So the message that they're telling me is appreciate every detail of your physical existence and look at every detail of your physical existence. Be grateful for your physical existence. Wow, this is kind of it's about being in gratitude, welcoming new opportunities, rather than sitting in the soup of sadness, being upset because whatever it is you were wanting to have happen perhaps didn't happen. What does this say? Signs and reminders. Well, you can't get much more clearer than that. I like this image. We have butterflies, sign of transformation. We have a new moon. We have rainbows. We have bluebirds. And we have right above what looks like Mother Earth. And then there's this big white feather that is saying, everything is under control and you've got this. Hope is talking about that's the part of our soul that needs to be reclaimed. The part of our soul that has lost hope, that has lost, we're in this, all in this. And it's interesting because, the physical loss, or at least the ascension of a soul that leaves the physical body, and I'm talking about the ending of a physical life, doesn't mean the ending of somebody's soul, someone's spirit, someone's chi, their energy. It just means they made a transition. And there are a fair number of us that are here that have actually looked at what that feels like, looks like, and is like to make that transition. For my own sake, I can't speak for other people because everybody's near end experience is very different. However, there are some similarities, and for me, the similarities is the feeling, this euphoric feeling of, wow, it is just lovely. It's nurturing. There's no worry. There's no strife. And it's loving. There's a welcoming. But I think and I feel and I believe that if we bought into that a little too much, we'd all kind of want to go there early. We'd all sort of want to say, oof, yeah, let me just do that. And indeed, there are quite a few that are doing that. But that doesn't mean to say the work that they're doing doesn't continue in the other side, the spirit realm. This is what this reminds me of, the ascension into a new era. One point in my divination work, which is what I call this, I thought I was a little kooky for believing that, hey, listen, I got some relatives on the other side that are going to help me with this, or at least bring me a bit of comfort. So what does this mean? How do we pull it all together, Kevin? I have to land this message. Use your loved ones in heaven to listen to the signs that they're sending you. Look for the same number pattern or sequences, finding feathers, seeing birds in unusual places. Just things that remind you that you are not on your own. And what you might think is unusual isn't that unusual. There are messages and blessings of support, of guidance, of welcoming life and the opportunities with open arms, being nurtured, supported, and loved. These are what the messages are about. And you have to know you're on the right path, even though there might be rubble and rocks, and it might seem like this is just too much for me to deal with. But you're being guided to know that you don't walk this path all on your own. There's a lot of other people holding your hands. And the angels are right there with you, blessing your heart chakra with love and healing, replenishing what you feel like's been lost. So let them love you. Let the angels, the spirit guides, your loved ones that have passed, send you loving signs. Even when you don't feel like you're in the space where you can fully listen or fully accept it, maybe you think they're too busy to worry about you. That's just wrong. They're always here, not to worry, not to keep you worried, but to remind you that they're all around us. I feel like this is what today's about. When I talk about looking at the bigger picture, the bigger plan, the number 6 day, if you think about yesterday was a 5, the things are changing. They're coming up. They're moving. And I don't know about you, but I've shared with many people the physical time that got created by a scientist to explain how the sun goes around the earth and makes, light and dark and all this happen. That time is, for me, it's collapsing. It's getting quicker, faster. It's going quicker. It's a good thing, but in my lifetime, which is really not that long compared to how old my soul is, I remember when we had to go around the corner and stand in a little red phone box and put money in a machine to talk to someone on the phone. I think my grandmother remembers when people didn't have telephones. There were no public telephones. You had to literally go somewhere, a doctor, a policeman, somebody of authority had that kind of equipment in their homes. People that had, that were affluent, that needed telephones. And way back, they had to use an operator. That operator sat in a little building and she plugged, I know it sounds crazy, she connected. It was called a telephone exchange. Now, which might be a span of 100 years, here we are, right? We got devices we put in our hands, no buttons, no wires. They get charged without wires from somewhere, the air. So think about it. How quickly does it allow us to communicate? And now the new thing is artificial intelligence. And I want to remind you, divine intelligence created artificial intelligence. You still need human energy, that vibration that gets those choices, that makes the right choice, the different choice. And artificial intelligence is fantastic for collapsing time, for saving time, for getting things done more efficiently. However, we still need divine intelligence to guide all of us in the right direction. That's what I think is called a balance. And with that, thank you, Gertrude, and thank you, Beatrice, and thank you, my friends, for liking, subscribing, and keeping this going. One last thing, Friday night, 6:30 on Zoom, that's 6:30 Eastern, I'm doing stage 2 of the spiritual revolution. This is about letting go, letting yourself go, letting something go that's holding you back, letting anything, cutting the ties that bind you, that keep you stuck. Not just where they are, what they are, how they happen, but that feeling of freedom from any of this. Go to my website, kevincross.com/future events or even events. You can find the events tab and they're listed. And that's this Friday, July the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until tomorrow, bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.